And the standout language here will help you do that, whether it's with the person that you love or whether it's with the person that you're the parent of or the person you're on the team with. So that's creator. Is there anything else that you want to noodle on? This is my favorite song. Sunny is my favorite song. I'm not going to sing it. I'm not going to do it. I won't do it.
I love you.
Creator.
I'm by myself because creators like being by themselves. We need time to process. We are looking always for the best explanation for the most events. We're looking for the concept that explains why things are the way that they are. I can remember when I was really young, the first time I realized that I might be a researcher. Maybe I was 10 or 11 years old. I was at a sports field and I noticed that while we were all standing around watching the other one boy try and do the high jump, every single one of the boys, I don't know if you've ever seen this, but every single one of the boys, one lifted their right leg as the one boy tried to jump over the high jump. If you've never seen this, you should go to a sports meet and have a look. Instinctively, when we look at someone trying to do something, we instinctively, even if we didn't like the boy, our little leg would go up because we're trying to urge him or her over the high jump. And I can remember even at the time I was 10 years old thinking, why does everyone do that? There were no textbooks on it. There were no classes on it. And you see something in the world that's real. It just happens all the time. And for creators, our brains go, stop everything and let me process that. Creator doesn't mean that you're creative. Well, you may be creative, but everyone's creative. If you define creativity as taking existing configurations and breaking them in favor of more effective configurations, then advisors are creative and equalizers are creative and teachers are creative. I mean, everyone's creative. Everyone can figure out a new way of doing things. So creative doesn't mean you're creative necessarily. It means that you need to stop and make sense of things before you can move on. And gosh, to have a language about that, if you are a creator, it is an incredibly powerful language to be able to share with the people that you either on a team with or you share a house with or share a family with. I remember on one of our teams, Sam knows who he is. Sam was a creator and his boss, who was an advisor. And so speak, move, speak, move, speak, move, speak, move. She came to me one time and was like, Sam's never going to be a leader. He's just never going to be a leader. He just doesn't say anything in meetings. I got to get him to talk more in meetings. He just doesn't talk in meetings. They're never going to lead anyone. And you're like, Sam he's. Anyway, so Sam takes standout, and Sam's top strength is creator provider, as I recall, but creator. And it took a while for Heidi knows who she is. She's amazing. But it took a while for Heidi, maybe 6 months for Heidi to come back around and go, you know what? Sam's a creator. He needs time before he can say anything in a meeting. I like to throw things at people and see how they react. That's how I am as a leader. Well, Sam isn't that way as a leader. He needs to process. It's like, give me the PowerPoint 2 days before the meeting and I can process it and then I have something to say. As a creator, as you probably know, you get your power from sense making. And it takes a while for you to sense make. Every single one of those 9 strengths roles, you get your power from different places. And creators, we get our power from stopping and making sense of things. We hate surprises. Don't give us a surprise party. Michelle's giving me a surprise. It's like, we hate surprises. Now, somebody else may love surprises, but we need time to process and think. And in a meeting, that means, gosh, don't throw something at me and say, like, what do you think, Sam? Because Sam's going to not say anything. And then other people are going to go, Sam isn't the leader, but he is. He is now, of course, he's leading all sorts of things because Sam's been able to go, you know what, as a creator, I need time to process the information before I've got any power at all. Now, of course, the inverse of that, the flip of that is in relationships. If you have that language, I'm in relationship with Michelle, And I don't think we would be in relationship if we didn't have a language to describe why we think and act differently than the way we do. It takes me a while to process anything. And I'm like one of those people with like a chest of drawers with a lot of drawers. And once all the drawers are all filled up with new information, new data from the world, I can't move on. Thank you. I can't move on. It's evening time if you can't tell by the shadows. So it's time to have a drink. I can't move on and take an action. I can't even accept a new idea in until I've had time to in a sense process all the information that's all the drawers. And then once I've pulled every piece of information out of the drawers and made sense of it, then I can take new information into a drawer. But before that, I can't. And I think probably for my entire career, even, I don't mean this to sound the wrong way, but even me, for my entire career, I didn't realize that when I can't take any new information in, I reject ideas. And Michelle, it took us a while to get to that point of trust where Michelle would go, you do know you immediately reject every single flipping idea. Not just my idea, anybody's idea. It's immediate rejection. And then you're super weird. And of course, at this juncture, I'm like, I know I'm supposed to like love feedback, but then who does? At this point, I'm like, wait, what are you trying to like, criticize how I do what I do? And she's like, no. You immediately reject an idea, and then it takes you 2 days. And she goes, I tell you, it's really weird. This is her talking. It's really weird. It takes 2 days for you to come around, and then after 2 days, you'll come back around, and you won't present the idea as your own. Like, you're so happy to make sure that everyone knows it was someone else's idea. But you've, by this point, you've now wrapped your arms around it. Now you're okay with this idea. You have immediate rejection syndrome, and she was telling it to me because I think she was thinking all of her ideas sucked. And she was thinking that, and of course, connect her, she takes pride in every single little piece of detail that she has around the insights that she has or the ideas that she has. And of course, I was coming in going, no. And it's like, it's actually kind of a lovely thing to go, for her to share when you immediately reject. By the way, do you know that you do that? And I guess I didn't actually. So that was helpful. And then for her to go, when you immediately reject it, sort of makes me think that you've just dismissed this idea that I'm so proud of. And then on the flip side, it enabled me to go, look, as a creator, I don't know, it just neutralized all the defensiveness. Maybe you found this. It neutralizes all the defensiveness. And I can get sometimes pretty defensive. Anyway, it neutralizes all of that. I can say, look, as a creator, I'm not rejecting for the sake of rejecting. I'm rejecting because I can't fit any new piece of information into all of my drawers. All the drawers are full. And until I've processed it, I can't take any new information in. And it was actually a lovely thing to be able to share my experience of the world in a way that wasn't defensive, it was just descriptive. And for her to share her experience of the world in a way that wasn't defensive, it was descriptive. And we hadn't pathologized one another. It was just her going, you have immediate rejection syndrome, and me going, oh, that's not that, it's actually creator. And so, as I've said a couple of times, but I'll say it now for all of us creators, you can use creator badly. Is there like a dark side to creator in that you reject ideas before? No, there's no dark side. There's no curse of the creator. It's just that we as creators, if you are one, you need to have a way to say to the people that you love or the people you care about, the people you're on a team with, you need a way to say, listen, don't ask me to make this the top of mind response to some, don't ask me to do that. And don't ask me to keep my mind open to new possibilities. I want to be a possibility. Stop with all that cliche. It's all cliche, corporate mumbo jumbo. Stop it. I can't keep my mind open. I've got to be able to think through what you've already shared. And give me time. And when I've had time, then I'm like, it's like, then I can step into my superhero suit and cape, and then I can be expansive, and then I can be creative, and then I can be generous, because I've cleared out all the drawers, and now I'm like, okay. It is such a... You're trying to give someone the gift of who you are by explaining through a simple language how you make sense of the world. So just by way of leaving you on something, please don't imagine that these 9 strengths label or define you. They are not the end of a sentence. We just gave this to my niece, who's super independent. She's like, no one can tell me who I am. She's provided creator, by the way. That is the beginning of your understanding of Remy, who's my niece. That is not the end. But the beginning of the understanding does begin with a word. Sometimes a word and the associations around that word are really useful. Creator is a really good place to begin for those creators watching right now who want to explain themselves, how they act, why they take in ideas when they do, why they aren't ready when they're ready, and when they get ready, how they want to express those ideas. That word creator is the beginning of a novel about how you do what you do and who you are in the world. So for me, creator is an unlock to explain Sam to Heidi, and it's an unlock that binds me to the person that I love. And it's like, I hope it does the same for you.